Hello. Hi. Fola Folakemi. How are you doing? Thank you for coming online. I'm trying to do the same thing on Facebook. I don't know why it's just saying it's only me that has to come live on Facebook. Okay. Public. Okay. Okay. How are we doing? Hi Instagram. Hi Facebook. Happy Tuesday. How has our week been? How is everything going? Trust we are good. Face people, I'm here today. Oh, I'm here today. Hi Instagram. Hello, hello, hello. I'm live. I'm live. Who is online? Who is online? Who is ready for an insightful, valuable conversation tonight? Who is online? Who is ready for a conversation? Oh, unfortunately, I wasn't able to put the topic today. Let me just write it to the comment section and uh costly legal mistakes as SMEs make that land them in bad debt, and the best way out of it, the best way out of it, costly legal mistakes SMEs make that land them in bad debt. Oh goodness me, the bad debt was not properly spelled. You guys, you just have to, like, pardon me. Let me just pin it like that. Costly legal mistakes that SMEs make that land them in bad debt, and the best way out. Tonight's conversation, I should have even charged for this live section. Okay, Facebook, I'm seeing like how many people now? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. How are we? Today is the last day, oh, the final day of the 7 days live chat with me and other experts. Like, wow, 7 days is just, as in, has just gone just like that. It's been a wonderful conversation. All the replays are on my feed, are also on my YouTube channel. Find time to watch them. Valuable content from insights from myself and other experts, both lawyers and finance experts. So tonight I am the one that is here to discuss. Facebook, please, if you can hear me, please type in the comment section. I can hear you. Day before yesterday, I had a live section and nobody could hear me at all. I don't know what's wrong with my Facebook setting. Instagram, am I loud and clear? Am I loud and clear? I'm trying to adjust all my mic. Instagram, am I loud and clear? Facebook, am I loud and clear? Because I'm about to take off. I'm about to ride you people to a known destination, not to where una no know. Okay, good evening, everybody. In case you have not met me, you're meeting me for the first time, or you have been seeing my content, my write up somewhere, and you're just wondering, who is this lady? Hello. My name is Precious Toju, aka the Structure Lady, aka Queen of Debt Recovery. I'm a debt recovery lawyer, an insolvency practitioner, a credit risk analyst, and a coach. Basically, what I coach on is to teach SMEs and money lenders how to successfully recover debt from the customers without losing them or being liable in law, and how to minimize credit risk in the business for more and better cash flow. So, in a nutshell, I will hold you by your hands and teach you the actionable recovery techniques you need to implement in your everyday business transaction and credit risk policy that will help you build a financially healthy business. And while you're doing all of this, you're trying to balance cash flow and debt recovery in your business. You're having a wonderful and fantastic relationship with your clients or your customer, because without them, you won't be in business. All right. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about costly legal mistakes SMEs make that land them in bad debts. I don't know why my comments. Oh, sorry. If you're watching on Instagram, I didn't. It's supposed to be land them, not lead them, and it's supposed to be BAD. That is bad, and not BSD. So I just can start, editing all of that now. My hands are ready. So I'm talking about costly legal mistakes SMEs make that land them in bad debts and the best way out. So what exactly are mistakes? So mistakes are things that people do unknowingly. Okay, so you cannot actually do something intentionally and say it is a mistake. It's something that you do not have an idea about, you don't know anything about, you're ignorant about, and you made the mistake. So you will not even know you have made a mistake until you start seeing the repercussion. Sometimes it's like that. So remember those days that her parents warn us, don't do this, don't do that, don't go near the hot pots, don't do this. We may not even listen. We now will just be wondering, why is this person, until you get there and your hand is burnt, and you will not even realize that you're doing something bad, or you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, until the repercussion comes. So I'm not here to actually criticize anybody. I am here to better enlighten you and to make you see some things that actually lead to bad debts in your business. My newsletter is going to be released 6 a.m. tomorrow for those that are in my email list, and I'm going to talk about something that is really important, and I need you to actually look out for my mail. Is also going to be on my newsletter on LinkedIn. If you're not following my newsletter on LinkedIn, is the title of my newsletter on LinkedIn is Go from Debt to Cash Flow. Go from debt to cash flow on LinkedIn. And it's important I mention it because one of the things I'm going to discuss today, I'm going to amplify it and elaborate on it better in tomorrow's newsletter. I write my newsletter by myself. If it's that Wednesday newsletter, I read by myself, and I've had my audience and people that are in my email list, they always respond to me that, Precious, this is so insightful. When I'm writing newsletter, I'm the one writing newsletter. Okay, so that having been said, like I said earlier on, mistake is something that you do unknowingly without knowing that it is a mistake, and without actually knowing that it's going to cost you a lot of things subsequently. So what exactly are these mistakes? There are a lot of their let me just say I categorize them. There are quite a number, and the first one is not documenting things, not having a proper documentation. So proper documentation goes in both ways. So when I'm talking about documentation, some people would think that I'm saying, have a 100-page contract agreement with your customer. Nobody really does that these days. That's the truth. No lawyer, no business lawyer today will draft you 100, 200 pages of agreements, except it's a very, very complex commercial transaction that it's multitasking and a lot of things. But for simple everyday day to day business transaction, you don't need all of that. I was telling somebody one time that, do you know that your invoice is a legal document? It can only become a legal document based if it has certain legal ingredients. So you can issue an invoice and put some T's and C's and state that, for example, if you do this, if you do that, then you are bound by the agreement, and that is sufficient enough for that transaction. Okay, so one of the costly legal mistakes that SMEs make that land them in bad debt. So underline the word bad debt, not just debt issues, because please, for sure, just be rest assured that as long as you are in business, you are running business, debt issues will come up one way or the other, except you don't extend credit to customers and clients. But if you do, debt issues will always come up. So the issue is not that you are having debt issues at all. No, you must have debt issues now. That's not how we make our money. But the issue is, how bad is your debt? There are some debt that are really bad, and there are some that I was telling somebody once, and I said there are some debts. When you brought the debt file, you wanted to actually outsource it to us. I said, see, just call your client and tell your client that this has to be written off. It's a hard truth, but there are some debts that you just have to write off. If not, you will spend money and you will not get anything out of it. And then if there are some debts that if you don't even write off, it's going to increase your tax responsibilities. Those are advanced things. But I just wanted to clarify that debt issues will always come up in business. So it's not about, oh, I don't want debt issues. No, it is how bad is your debt, because in finance, in a higher level of finance, there's what is called good debts. In fact, if you want to acquire some company, or somebody wants to merge with you or acquire your company, they will look at your debt rate and how potent those debts are, and if it is being serviced. So what I'm discussing here, why I had to digress a little bit, is for us to be on the same page, that I'm not talking about you not having debt at all in your business. What I'm talking about is you having bad debts in your business, debts that somebody is owing you 100,000 and there is nothing to even hold the person on with, rather, and then somebody is owing you 100,000 and then you will have to spend like 500,000 to get back the money. That is bad debt, and it's not. If you're a business oriented person, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. So one of the costly legal mistakes that SMEs make that land them in bad debt issues is lack of documentation. And when I say lack of documentation, there are different types of documentation. You have insufficient documentation. So your terms and conditions are not clear. They're not well spelled out. And sometimes SMEs or business owners are actually at fault. I've seen circumstances in which the business owner was thinking he was being smart by not clarifying some things. And that exactly was what the debtor used to tie him down, that no, this was not clear. You didn't spell it out clearly from the beginning, so I am not paying. And the debtor was like, anywhere you want to take me to, I am ready to go. There are people like that. So don't try to be smart. You must always imagine. I during the 7 days live session, I had an investigator come online to educate us on asset tracking and asset tracing and debtor tracking. And he said something that I've always been saying. Look at your customers as, I don't want to say look at them as criminal, but look at every business transaction that it may end up in debt issues. So you have to have a criminal mindset, so to say. And when I'm saying have a criminal mindset, not like you should commit crime. No, that if you put yourself in the shoes of your customer and there is an argument that arises out of that business transaction, won't you as a person have a defense? So once you are able to find a defense for yourself, it simply means that your customer or your client is going to be able to find defense and escape liability. There's something we do at a law firm, Living Spring Solicitors, when we have a case file and if we are the claimant in the matter, we will draft our statement of claim and also draft out highlight possible defenses. So we look at the defenses, we look at our claim and see what possible defense can come out. And it's the same thing we do when we are doing pre-trial conference for our client who is going to testify in court. We don't just do examination in chief, we also cross-examine our clients, the witness. Why? Because we want to put you on a balance. We don't want you to be taken unawares. So the lawyer on the other side may ask questions a little bit different from what we have done during the pretrial conference, but there is no how. Out of 20 questions or 10 questions that we've asked you, 3, 4, 5, 6 will definitely come from the other lawyer, because we're looking at it that if we were to be the lawyer of the defendant, what would be a likely defense? These are the things you should put into consideration when you are transacting business, not pretrial. But what I'm saying in essence is your terms and conditions must be clear, so that anywhere, anyhow the debtor wants to escape, you are able to hold the debtor here. In my place they say don't hold a thief here. If you hold a thief here, the thief will do like this and do what? And run away. So you hold the thief here. Anywhere the person goes, you person cannot escape. So the best way to do that is to have clear terms and conditions in your business transaction. Do not be in a haste to collect money from your customer because you want to make money. Everybody is in business to make money, but be sure that before you collect this money, your customer truly understands your terms and conditions. So there is a service that we offer at the firm, and before you even make payments, I have a clarity section with you so that you can understand. We can both be on the same page. So it's a debt counseling restructuring section. So we send you the terms and conditions. I still have a free clarity section with you, so that you will properly understand this is what you have paid for. This is not what your fee is covering. So that by the time we are coming up with subsequent invoices, it will not be a thing of, oh, I was not aware. Now it then becomes almost impossible for us to recover our money. So if you want to avoid bad debts in business, one of the things you should avoid in your business is not having clear terms and conditions. The second thing you should avoid is lack of proper credit risk check. So when I talk about credit risk, a lot of people look at it as it pertains to only money lenders. If you've been following my page, if you've been listening to my content, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Precious Toju TV, if you have been following me back to back, you would understand that I have said over time that credit risk applies to everybody. As long as you are in business, as long as you're transacting business, whether you sell physical goods, whether you are a service provider, irrespective of what you do, or a money lender, you are subject to credit risk. So what exactly is credit risk? Credit risk is simply extending, I don't want to use the word credit, but giving out your goods or rendering service to somebody on two different circumstances. First circumstance, the person does a part payment to pay the balance later, or there is an installmental payment plan. Second circumstance, where the person does not pay money at all, especially when it has to do with vendors. You go and sell and bring back the money. You take your own profits and bring back my money. As long as you render service to somebody, or you give out goods and the person does not pay you all your money at once, you have extended credit to the person. And so you must do a proper credit risk check before you even do that. So let me drive it down, drive it home a little bit better. So let me use myself as an example. So I'm a lawyer, and let's say you come to me to say, oh, I want to take somebody to court, and for example I said your bill is 2.5 million, and you ask for a payment plan, and I say, okay, you can do 70% before we start any paperwork and 30% when we are ready to file your matter in court. I have just extended credit of 30% of 2.5 million naira to you. So I must do a proper credit risk check. I must put enough structures in place to ensure that my business will not lose out totally in the event you do not pay the 30%, or that I have something to hold on to that will trigger you or compel you to pay me my 30%. So that is what credit risk is all about. So every business has its credit risk. The only thing you should look out for is to ensure that your credit risk level is not higher than what you have made. So one of the mistakes SMEs make that lead them or land them to bad debt issues is lack of proper credit risk check. I gave a story, I think last month, I can't remember, but one of the live section, it happened last year to a client, and I mentioned it this year too. I talked about how a client of ours contacted us to recover some money that ran in millions, and how what happened. So it had this customer that would take goods, maybe 100 naira, and would pay, and take 200 and would pay and take 300, and then one day the customer came and collected goods in millions of naira, and that was the last he heard from the customer. And as at the last time we did tracking for the person, this person was outside Nigeria. So what I'm saying is, I've always been saying it, if you listen to my content, where you will hear me say run credit risk check per transaction per customer. So if somebody, what that means is, if somebody comes to for a supply in the morning and get goods of like 5 million from you and sells it and brings 5 million complete by 3 p.m., and by 3 p.m. that same person that has paid you your money in full is asking for goods of 20 million, you will not assume that because the person has paid you 5 million complete at once, that the person is capable and will pay you 20 million. Because if I want to steal from you, I will not just come and say, if my plan is to steal 20 million from you, I won't just come and collect 20 million because I goods of 20, because I know you're gonna like frown at it and you are not going to like accept it. I'm going to start by winning your trust. I'm going to start by making it seem like I'm a faithful person, I'm a reliable person, I am trustworthy. So without a proper credit risk check, you're going to land yourself in serious debt issues. Another reason SMEs land in bad debt is because they ignore legal advice. Like this one that I'm giving to you, I don't like to call it legal advice in a public domain like this, but whether you like it or not, is directly or indirectly legal advice. So you engage, sometimes it baffles me where you engage a lawyer for something and you are not listening to the lawyer. You're telling the lawyer that because you have been in this business for 20 years, that's not how it's done. And then I am just wondering, so why did you come to the lawyer in the first place? If you could handle your stuff, if you could take care of yourself, if you could do all the things that you needed to do, why did you engage a lawyer? So one of the reasons SMEs land in bad debt issues is they don't listen to their lawyer, or should I even say they don't even have a lawyer, because if somebody that has a lawyer that would even listen to a lawyer, right? So maybe they don't even have a lawyer, and they don't listen. You need to understand that everybody has that field and that area of expertise. I took a course on something, and the course taught me how to do the thing one after the other. I tried. But when I was just tired, I said, this thing is taking my time. So I started to engage an expert. And what that was taking me months, the expert did it in few days. There is a difference. And there were even some things that I wasn't even able to get at all. Everybody has that area of expertise. So if you feel you need an expert guide or an expert service in this category or a particular aspect of your business, then do not decline to listen to it. So one reason SMEs, experience bad debts in their business is they ignore legal advice. And those that do not ignore don't even have any lawyer as a friend, as a contact, as a family member, or on retainer to quickly seek legal advice from. Another thing is they do not follow legal processes and they do not comply with legal regulations. So, for example, you are a real estate person, okay, or maybe okay, should I use the word real estate person? I hope Facebook people you can hear me, because I'm seeing a lot of people online. I don't want a situation where I'll be hearing something like, oh, we can't hear you. Please, if you know you can hear me, or you're on Facebook you can hear me, just type in the comment section, I can hear you. So for example, so let's say you run, let me not say real estate now, so let me say you run a mortgage, or you're a money lender. That's the quickest one. And you want to loan money to somebody. Let's say you want to loan 5 million, and the person, you ask the person to attach a collateral to it, and the person did, probably his car or maybe his land somewhere, and you take the papers and you think that is all. That's not all. In fact, what you just have with you is just somebody else's paper, and it doesn't even give you a right to sell, because even your agreement is not enough. You have to register your interest on that property or on the collateral, depending. Sometimes, even if it's not a very big sum, you don't, but there's some collateral that you should not even dare not register your interest on it. And that's why you will never see banks take your do legal mortgage with you and they will not register it. They have to register it. And so a situation where you had given out, as funny as this sound, somebody might just be listening to this and be wondering, why will I give out hundreds of millions and I don't have a collateral? My brother, my sister, I'm into debt recovery and my eyes have seen a lot of things. You will see loans that run in hundreds of millions and there is nothing concrete to hold on to. You will also see a loan that there is something to hold on to, but the thing that you're holding on to is not liquidable. So by liquidable or easily liquidable, by liquidable I mean you cannot easily sell it, or it's not even sellable. I have handled different debt recovery matter where I see a collateral, a property that was taken as a collateral, a joint property as a collateral, and I would ask, didn't you people get a lawyer involved? Because there is nothing you can do to that property. Me and my husband, we own a property, for example. I use it to take a loan, and you're now coming to say you want to sell the property. Is my husband, was he part of the business transaction? How does that one affect him? You can't even dare, because he has 50-50 interest right on that property. So if it is two-story building, you will now sell up. You will leave down. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, one of the reason SMEs, or business owners experience bad debt is they do not comply with legal process. Some will start a legal process and will not even complete it. Whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. Okay? So I've talked about inadequate documentation. I've talked about not doing a proper credit risk check. I've also talked about ignoring legal advice or not following. I've also talked about not following legal process. I want to talk about poor debt recovery practices. So I have quite a number of this online, but I have a meeting by 8, so I need to rush this. So I'm going to end this then I will talk about the way out, but I'm going to end. I have like 10 things here. I'm so sorry I can't go through all of them, but I want to quickly talk about bad debt recovery practices, which is what I do. So some SMEs actually think that they do not need to learn debt recovery techniques, and it's I don't know what to say. Debt recovery, knowing how to recover your money, is not just for a debt recovery professional. The truth be told, you only need a debt recovery professional where you have attempted debt recovery by yourself, or it's a very complex matter. So I'm going to give you, before I talk about poor debt recovery practices, I'm going to give you just 3 reasons why you should actually learn debt recovery technique. Number 1, debt recovery should be a lifestyle in your business. So when I'm talking about debt recovery, it's not just about give me my money, you are owing me. I said, no, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you being tactical and being very strategic with your clients and or your customers. I'm talking about infusing policies in your business that will make you easily recover your money. So where you have not learned the techniques, you are not able to do certain things. See, the truth is, even if you have a lawyer on retainer, your lawyer is not managing your business day in, day out. Some people make that mistake. Your lawyer is not your business manager. He's not your CFO. He's not in your office day to day. So no lawyer will manage your business. Except the person doesn't know what he or she is doing. A lawyer is only there to guide you over legal issues, compliance, and help you avoid them. But the lawyer is not managing your business, is not involved in your day-to-day business transaction. Let me give a very practical example. We have a retained client, and for our retained clients, we do carry out inter corporate trainings on debt recovery, credit risk management, and every other legal compliance at the interval, depending on the retainer that they obtained from the law firm. And we did some templates when we saw the processes. We did some templates for them, and we didn't just do the template. We had a meeting to explain the template and to ask them how we can infuse it into that day-to-day business transaction. And so when they looked at the template, they said, "Oh, this cannot fly in our business because of the way the business is being done." And so we had to sit down to understand the way they deal with their customers. And we discovered that, oh, if we do like this and we just put this out there and say by fire by force, you must do it this way, they will lose a lot of customers. So what we did was to sit down with them and try to infuse it. So we had to re-edit it, amend it, break it down, make it more simpler, more easier, make it like a day-to-day thing, infuse some in that invoice, infuse some in that forms, and that was what did the magic. What am I saying? Some of you don't even value legal advice. Some of you don't even value a lawyer. So you don't even take the legal advice seriously. So the day you manage to pay for consultation, do you think that 1 hour, 2 hours consultation can really do the magic? The lawyer will only tell you the legal solution based on the exact thing you have consulted them for, or him or her for. But every other thing day to day is not something the lawyer is involved with. Hi, thank you for joining Instagram. So it's not something that the lawyer, is involved in. See, you are the owner of your business and you must take your business seriously. So one of the reasons you must or should learn debt recovery technique is debt recovery, like I always say, does not start when a customer owes you. It starts from the very first day the customer enters into your shop or calls your phone to say, "I saw your goods," or "I want to engage your service." So in other words, the processes is infused in your business transaction. And if you don't learn the basic of debt recovery technique, it will be so hard for you to achieve this. Okay? So when you engage a lawyer to recover debt for you, the lawyer doesn't tell you everything that he does. What you just see is, oh, there is a debt repayment plan and the person is saying, you really don't know what has happened and what the lawyer has done, the tactics, the strategies that are involved. And that is not the whole solution that your business needs. And like I said, look out for my newsletter tomorrow. I'm going to be breaking this down very well. Now, the second reason you should learn debt recovery technique as a small medium business owner is there are some debt files you cannot outsource. You cannot come and meet me now and say somebody is owing you 500,000 and you want to recover it. The money might be big to you, But I, as a professional, by the time I do a proper analysis and a proper breakdown, you're going to pay mobility and administrative fee. How much is your money? And you're still going to pay me professional fee when I have recovered. Because anywhere in the world, is international best practices. Any debt recovery professional that recovers your money, you will pay. What happens in a situation where you cannot find the debtor's number, because it happens so well. You cannot find the debtor's phone number is not going again. You've been to the debtor's house, they say the person is no longer staying there. We have to do what is called tracking. We will have to track the debtor. And tracking can be done through the police, EFCC, depending on what is involved, or private investigator. Please, how much do you think private investigator will collect to help it? Because I don't track. I am not to track, except I go for I become a certified private investigator. So, but I know the process, so I know when to engage them. So, how much do you think I will pay for tracking and soft targeting with the police or EFCC or with private investigator? But when you learn debt recovery technique, you will learn the technique of how to ensure that your client does not disappear with your money. So, second reason, some debt issues are too small for you to outsource. That is the gospel truth. Somebody is owing you 1 million. You are calling debt recovery professional. Do you know how much is involved? So some people would think that, like I said, debt recovery does not start when somebody is owing you. So debt recovery starts from, you want to transact business with this person. I just imagine that this person will run away with my money. How can I not make the person run? So that in case the person owes me, that is what debt recovery is. In case the person owes, how do I recover this money easily? That's what debt recovery is. It's not until the person owes. How can you know when you don't learn it? And you think that debt recovery is only for debt recovery professional. No, there is basic debt recovery techniques and there is advanced one. That is where we come in. The third reason rather you should learn debt recovery technique is because you see these big companies that you're seeing, all of them, whether they're rendering service or selling products, they have internal debt recovery staff. I know because we do training for some of them. So at intervals, banks will engage us, some companies will engage us, come and train their staff and update them on debt recovery trends. If the big companies, I keep saying this to my students, that people that take my course, if the big companies can do this, what about you that has a mushroom business? Apologies, that was just being sarcastic. It's not like I meant it, but that's the truth. You have a small business, you should learn things that will help you manage your finance well, so that you will not spend more money than you have made. So you do a business transaction, and the transaction is 2.5 million, and your profit there is 500,000. And then it's time to recover the money. You're not able to recover it because you didn't put certain structures in place. You now call a debt recovery professional. There's administrative fee to be paid. There's mobility fees to be paid. There are escalation processes. Escalation processes in debt recovery involves external bodies coming together. So you have the first stage ordinarily, which has to do with you and the client. Then you have the second stage where it has to do with you, the client, and the professional that you've come in called to help. Then you have the the severe escalation stage where you, your debtor, your professional, and another agency. How much do you think you would have spent out of your 2.5 million? The big companies understand this finance management, and so that is why they will first try internal debt recovery process, so that if out of 10 files they are able to recover 8, they have recovered the money and the profit. They can afford to take profits from this 8 to recover, to source, to recover the last 2, and they will not lose. But you, SMEs, you have 10 dead files and you are forcing it. Somebody contacted me, I think January or February, and said about 5 customers were owing. When the person called, I was skeptical. I knew that. I said okay, and immediately by herself, she said, I don't even know whether you will recover that, you recover your organization recover that kind of amount. And by herself, she knew. And I said, let me teach you how to do it, because it's not going to profit me, it's not going to be profitable for me, it's not going to be profitable for you. Okay, so that's that for the reason you should learn debt recovery techniques. So one of the reasons you fall into bad debts as SM, because you lack basic debt recovery technique, you practice poor debt collection. And like I said, debt collection or debt recovery does not start from when a customer owes you. It starts from the very first day the customer came to you to engage your service or buy your products. So it's a lifestyle. It's something you do every day until you finally get out your money. All right, so I hope I've been able to convince you. In summary, before I tell you the best way out, I think in between I've even talked about it. So tonight my topic is costly legal mistakes SMEs make that land them in bad debts and the best way out. And I talked about lack of proper documentation, no clear terms and condition in your business because you want to make quick money, you're not clear about certain things, and then when debt issues or disputes arises, your customer is saying you, I cannot pay for that one. And some will even tell you, where no matter where you take me to, I will not pay. And that's because they have seen a loophole that they can leverage on. The second reason SMEs, get themselves involved or find themselves in bad debt issues because they lack proper credit risk check. I've explained it in details. If you're just joining me, especially people on Instagram, please watch the replay once I post the replay to understand what credit risk is. You can also, go down to my feed. You'll find a lot of content on credit risk management, what credit risk is, and you can visit my YouTube channel, Precious Toju TV, and watch a lot of video content on what credit risk is. I also talked about ignoring legal advice when you do not listen to legal advice. And then some, it's not because they don't want to listen, some because they do not have a lawyer on a quick dial. That is on retainer. When I say a lawyer on a quick dial, what I mean is a lawyer on retainer or a law firm on retainer to seek legal counsel. And then the fourth one is not following legal process to the end. So you collected a collateral as you collected a collateral for a loan or for something, and you did not complete the process of easily turning that collateral to liquidity. Liquid in the sense that how can you easily turn this collateral to money so that you can pay back what the debtor owe you? You must follow the legal process to the end. And lastly, I have like 10 here, but because of time, I can't talk about everything. And lastly, legal mistake, the fifth legal mistake SMEs make that land them in bad debt is poor debt recovery practices. So they only think that to learn debt recovery techniques is only for debt recovery professionals, but there's so many reasons why you should learn debt recovery professional. Like I've said, some debts, some are too small. So you run a small business, you sell wigs, for example, and a customer, your customer is on a payment plan, and the person maybe wig is 250,000, the customer paid 200,000. And not because you want to sell, you decide to like do some credit in advance. It's understandable. Every company does credit. Multinational, multi communication or communication network, MTN, they do credit now. Oh, you're out of airtime, you get credit and you pay back on your next recharge. So credit is one way credit is one thing you must leverage on to get more customers. But it's not just for you to get customers. You have to put proper credit risk check. So for example, you sell with 250, your customer pays you 200,000. Oh, you can take it and pay the balance, and the person does not pay you 50,000, and you now want to call a debt recovery professional to recover 50,000 naira for you. Like how? So that is one reason. That is one bad debt recovery practice. You don't know how to go about it. You're giving out credit without understanding and putting structures in place to actually get your money out. All right, what is the best way out? What is the best way out for SMEs when they find themselves in bad debt situation. Is only one way out: seek professional help. Of course, legal help. When I say professional, I'm talking about my comfort zone. However, I know that sometimes, okay, let me put it this way: when you seeking professional help is in two category. So you can seek professional help directly. So, wow, what do I mean? So, for example, directly consultation section with a lawyer, clarity section with a lawyer, strategy section with a lawyer, or a retainer. You can also seek um, professional help indirectly. And how? You get trained by a professional, or you get coached by that professional. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Debt to Cash Flow Academy. So, like I said, if you want professional help, there it comes in two category. And I have found out over time, in fact, one of the reasons, I think I said it on the second or third day of this live section, that one of the reasons I started coaching SMEs on debt recovery techniques and debt management is because I discovered that once I put out content there as a debt recovery professional, my they will always come to my DM. Oh, I have this issue, I have this issue. And then when I look at it, it's not something I can do it, but it's not something that is profitable for me to do or for them to actually engage me to do. So imagine that somebody is owing you 2.5 million and you are going to spend like 600,000-700,000 naira to recover the money. Not to talk of, you know, what's this thing called? Professional commission. So, in fact, I highly recommend indirect professional help. You know why? What is consultation? Consultation is when you have a legal issue, right? And then you pay me maybe for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on the consultation plan you want to pay for. And I talk about it and I give you a solution out. And that's it. You can't ask me anything else. And there's no community for consultation. But indirect professional help for those that are real coaches, if you create a course, when coaches, real coaching, not people that are coaching because they just want to make money, but real coaching will always have a community support. So what that means is at any point in time you're having issue on that topic, you're putting it in the group and you're getting expert help. And that is what exactly Debt to Cash Flow Academy is offering you. Debt to Cash Flow Academy is a 6 weeks legal training and business structure coaching for small, medium business owners and entrepreneurs. And what exactly will you be learning in 6 weeks? The academy is in 3 phases. The first phase, you'll be learning how to avoid bad debt in business. You see, all of this that I've said is 1/10. I'm not going to be teaching you head knowledge or paper knowledge or theory. No, I'm going to be teaching you from real life experience. Myself and other coaches, I'm not the only one teaching, and other coaches, and you're going to be getting templates, and you're going to be, we'll put you through how to use these templates, how to actually, for example, you get debt recovery templates. What exactly do you tell your customer at the first day of demand? What exactly do you say second day? How do you follow up? But when I'm talking about templates, not just letter templates, you're getting text, SMS templates, mail templates, and you're going to be, going to be teaching you how to use this template. Well, it's not that one that you will just buy templates and then you are lost how you use it. No. That is why it is an academy. So the first phase will teach you how to avoid bad debt in business. And for 2 weeks, that's what you're going to be learning. The second phase, so it's a 6-module course with 2 modules per phase. So the second phase will teach you debt recovery and how to maximize credit policy to not just grow your business, but avoid bad debts in your business. So the third week, you're going to be learning, that is module 5 and 6, you're going to be learning how to manage debt issues in your business to avoid escalation and ensure constant cash flow. What do I mean? So I am a certified insolvency practitioner, and as an insolvency practitioner, what I do as an insolvency practitioner is to help insolvent businesses, companies that are financially distressed, whether people are owing them or mostly they are the ones owing. Sometimes it's an investment company, sometimes it is a mortgage company, sometimes it is a real estate company, on how to restructure their business. So what that means is business restructuring and business recovery, on how you can reposition your business. What are the restructuring options available to you that you can use to reposition your business and pay your debts? These are the things you're going to learn in the Debt to Cash Flow Academy. So you're not just learning how to recover money, you're learning how to manage debt issue. Somebody told me, she said, Precious, this your course is a gold mine. And that is because people have not really understood how you can leverage on debt in your business and credit to grow your business. Okay, so that is what the Debt to Cash Flow Academy is all about. So it is an indirect professional help. So one of the ways to actually get professional help where you cannot afford to engage a professional one-on-one. Somebody once wanted to do a consultation with me and quickly came. So, I have a quick consultation. I want to know that. I said, okay, these are my plans. I was like, eh? And the thing is, my 1 hour consultation, this course is not as expensive as my 1 hour consultation. So you have absolutely nothing to lose. Now, it's not even about consultation, because people take the course and still want to like consult for specifics in their business. That's not even what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the knowledge, the value that you're gonna get from this course and working with me, my legal team, and other non-legal coaches cannot be overemphasized. So, are you experiencing debt issues in your business? Do you have customers and clients that are owing you, or you are the one that is owing subscribers, investors, your partners, even your employees? Your business is just, you're struggling, and this economy, I mean, goodness me. I heard, I don't know how true it is, but I saw in news today that Microsoft company, they're about to leave Nigeria. So the economy already is struggling, and companies are struggling. And then there's also this new bank charge tariff, where you want tariff rather. So you want to like make a transfer. So I'm hearing things like you're doing 5,000 or you're doing 50,000, you're paying 500. You see, all these little charges are making companies, it's going to really shrink SMEs. Especially when you run an online business, how can you manage all of this situation and still thrive in your business? Because trust me, businesses are thriving no matter how bad the economy is. As long as you have the accurate and the proper structures put in place, your business will thrive. So, ladies and gentlemen, to round up, if you want to learn how to put certain legal structures in place to avoid bad debts in your business, if you want to learn basic debt recovery technique and infuse it in your day-to-day business transaction, you want to learn how to manage debt issues in your business, the Debt to Cash Flow Academy is what you need. If you're watching me on Instagram, you just click the link in my bio. You will just get there's a link that will take you to make payment. We've opened application for the course, and once we have gotten a certain number of students, but because of the work that is involved and how I am involved in the life coaching, because every week, aside that it's a course that we are in group, every week I come live like this in the private community to coach those that are students that join the academy. So if you have a question, or there was an assignment that we gave you to do, a worksheet that you didn't understand, you ask your question, and what is that? Is that no consultation? Is that no strategy section? Is that no clarity section? I don't even know what to say, but if you are in my mail list, some people will just say, Precious, I'm just enjoying legal advice for free. That's me. I can be so liberal. So if I'm doing that in my mailing list, imagine what I'm going to be teaching in an academy that you paid a stipend for. And we're running like 80 or 85% discount. We call it founders discount. If you attended my workshop last month, the debt to cash flow workshop, you understand what the founders discount is all about. So we're offering like 80% off the actual fee. Trust me, once we've gotten the number of people that we want, we're going to close the portal. And when I'm relaunching, definitely I'm going to put it in the normal price. So you have the opportunity to join the Debt to Cash Flow Academy. If you are on Instagram, please click the link in my bio and it will take you to my seller store and then you buy. If you are watching me on Facebook, I'm going to put the link in the comment section. Just click the comment section and buy and join the Debt to Cash Flow Academy. I cannot wait to have you. I cannot wait to share my over 12 years experience with you. I cannot wait to tell you cases that I've handled, issues that have come up, and you cannot also wait to learn from this case scenario. Like I said earlier, I'm not teaching you from head and I'm teaching you from practical example. Like I used to tell my audience, people like us, we get street experience. not just office experience. No, we have the street experience. So what I mean by street experience, like we have been in the game for a long time. We have seen people business shut down. We have seen businesses that we are owing so much, or customers were owing so much, and because of restructuring, they're thriving today. A lot of things, and all of this is what all of my experience, all of these success stories, all of these mistakes, all of this rise and fall is what I've put together in the Debt to Cash Flow Academy to teach serious-minded SMEs on how to build a legally protected, better organized and more profitable business that is free from bad debts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you were able to pick one thing or two from tonight's live section. I remain Precious Toju, aka the structure lady, aka that already notified me my meeting by 8, aka Queen of Debt Recovery. Thank you so much for seeing through the 7 days live section, and it's finally over today. That reminds me, I'll be having a webinar last Sunday of this month. My team have not brought out the link yet, but very soon, I think before the end of this week, the link will be in my bio, so you can also register for the webinar. I will see you when next I come live on social media. Thank you, God bless you, and enjoy the remains of your week.